Hey, I'm Nicola.
Hey, I'm Hugh.
And this is another one of our videos where it's more like a podcast. So we're just going to talk about a topic for a while. So you don't need to watch the video if you don't want to. You can just put it on and listen to the audio. And we're just going to talk about something. Actually going to talk about today?
I have no idea. I think that comes out more naturally.
I don't tell you much beforehand.
Yeah.
If I tell you to like, oh, you should say this, then you're...
Then we need to prepare something.
And as soon as you need to prepare, you're like...
I don't like preparing much. I mean, like, I don't like fake and practice too much about something. I think it's better to show the natural way.
Yeah. So I think in these videos, people can see you more naturally. So the topic for today is being an introvert versus being an extrovert, and also being an introvert married to an extrovert. Right. A lot of people that watch our videos would assume that I'm the extrovert and you're the introvert. Why are you laughing at that?
That's opposite side.
It's opposite because videos are so different, right? Like...
But when people see me on like live streaming, they will see I'm not like introvert.
You're not the introvert. I'm definitely more the introvert, but people see me like talking confidently on videos and think, oh, she can't be introverted, but I'm just talking to a camera here. Like, it's just a camera. Introverts love talking to camera.
Yeah, I'm too scared to talk to camera, but
if it's people.
If it's people, I talk a lot.
A lot of YouTubers are introverts, which people don't kind of realize. I think they're people that are out there, but we're actually people that prefer to just sort of be indoors and talking to a camera. And also, being an introvert doesn't mean that you're shy. That's kind of a misconception. Like, that's a misconception that an introvert must be shy. Hugh actually has more moments of shyness than I do, but he enjoys being around people so much more. And there's different types of introverts as well. Like, there's a whole range of introverts and extroverts. It's not like the whole world can just be like half of the world has this personality and the other half has this personality. There's a whole range. But yeah, I thought we could talk about being in a marriage, being introvert and extrovert. Okay, so how do we deal with me being more of an introvert and you being more of an extrovert in our marriage?
As you know, like extrovert, I need to pee.
You need to pee
as well, but I need to meet people a lot of times. So if the other person can't understand, then it will be really hard relationship. So I think need to have some balance between. Sometimes I have to, like sacrifice my, like hanging out plans or whatever.
To be home with me.
But it doesn't mean I hate or something. Like, I just wanna go out more and more. Like,
I always hear extroverts talking about how they get their energy from being around other people, right? And introverts always say they get their energy from being alone or just with a few people and recharging that way, because other people drain us. So my theory is that extroverts are literally draining the energy from introverts. So if there's a party situation, there's a bunch of introverts, the extroverts are literally going through and like sucking our life force out like that, so they feel better. So basically, you're a vampire.
Maybe, because I just need to do some like motivation. So I need to see people and then talk to people, and then it makes me to think about, yes, I'm a better person, and then I recharge my energy, and so I can do something more.
So what happens like when you have to stay home and you can't go out? Like if you're just at home.
Like when I stay in the countryside.
Yeah. You're not motivated.
It's like dead body. Just say it.
Even though you've got time to do this stuff,
I'm not going to.
You're so tired all the time.
Yeah, I just lay down and do nothing.
Yeah.
And just play with my mobile phone and still try to talk to people with phone.
Yeah, always.
So I can feel like I'm alive. Otherwise, I don't know.
Whereas I feel like I always have a lot of energy in the countryside because I ride my bike by myself. I go for walks through the mountains by myself, and it's great, and I love it. But for you, that environment is more draining for you.
You're killing me.
But as an introvert, you have a whole world inside your head.
Yes.
So I go for walks, and I love going for walks, and I literally are just thinking of things in my head, and I have like all these stories going on in my head. But for you going for a walk, you are so bored. You want to have your phone so you can be talking to other people or whatever. And literally in the countryside I'd be like, look at the beautiful nature. Look, there's the river and the mountains. And you'd just be like, on your phone.
Oh yeah, okay. Pretty good. Pretty nice.
Yeah, so that's some of the clashes we have, like in extrovert married to an introvert. But I have to say, I'm glad I'm married to an extrovert. If I was married to an introvert, I would never go outside or like socialize or have any like situations.
We have our own cave, so everything is inside. Don't need to go anywhere.
Never need to
Especially
talk
in Korea,
to anybody. Yeah.
you can order everything at home, so you don't need to go out.
I would never talk to anybody ever. As an introvert at home, you are not really draining me at home usually. So that's what a lot of introverts find, that they need to either be alone, but alone can also be when their partner is there. When you have the right partner, you're not feeling drained from that partner. Usually, sometimes you're draining when you're in a crazy mood. But usually, I can recharge fine with you at home as well. Unless you're playing a BTS song over and over and over, and I'm like, oh my god.
Because it's good, like good songs. I wanna listen again and again.
Yeah, that's it. I can't stand
I don't wanna listen
like that. But so I am thankful to you that I can go. You force me to go out. Like a lot of introverts, sometimes once we go out, we are okay, but it's that pushing to get to that point, and then I have a drop off. So when we go out, especially in Korea, because my Korean is not great, so when we go out just with Korean people, it sucks my energy so much more. Because when you know some of the language, and then you're in a situation where everybody's speaking like in a fast, like, you know, native Korean way, your brain is trying to constantly catch up. It is such a brain drain. Like, your head gets so tired because you're constantly trying to translate everything around you. It doesn't come really naturally. So I think we've finally learned that those situations, and in Korean, like hanging out, partying goes all night. Like, it is not unusual in Korea. People just go home at 6 a.m. Like in Western culture, that's like, whoa, you had such a big night, 6 a.m. But Korea, that's completely normal.
That's why lots of times when I hang out with other foreigners and they say, this is the first time I stay this much long. Yeah, because we stay out like sometimes 8 o'clock.
And people
I don't really do that these days, but
it's so normal to. Like, and people will do that once, twice, 3 times a week.
Sometimes, like especially like young people.
Yeah.
But I don't really do that. But like 4 o'clock sometimes.
Yeah. See, if I tell Hugh to come home early for him is 2 a.m. right? So if I say...
But I go out quite late. Like, I usually go out like after 10 or 11 because I want to spend time with you and then go out.
You always judge it by a length of time that you've been out rather than the actual time that it is. So in your mind, you're like, but I've only been out for 3 hours.
Yeah, of course. I want to manage the time.
But I'll be like, but it's already 2 a.m. You should come home.
Yeah, but I went out like 12 o'clock. I stayed only 2 hours out. And yeah, it's fair. And you know what, like sometimes I make friends for her, and then I think she's a really good girl, so I introduce it to you.
And you
become friends with them. I do these things as well. Like, what a wonderful service. Like, it's perfect service. Customer service for you.
Making friends for
friends
me.
And like all the business opportunities, whatever.
Yes.
I went out and then tried to make that kind of thing.
But aren't I really understanding of you going out that
Yeah,
like...
that's why I appreciate. That's why I'm saying that like it's perfect situation that introvert meet extrovert, because I see so many times like my friend, the wife is introvert, but the husband always wanted to take them.
Yeah.
But of course she wants to stay at home.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's good all the time. Like they have their own time sometimes, right? So I think that's why I don't really bring you all the time. Sometimes there are foreigners and we can hang out together, and if they are not drinking, we'll be okay. But if most of times are not like that, people wanna drink, right? So I ask you, but you usually say
go.
no.
And the thing is that like we've reached this point in our marriage where that's okay, because I want to have time by myself at home anyway. Often I work late at night, so I'll just be working at home, or just relaxing, or watching movies that you don't want to watch, and that type of thing.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's so
I
hard.
don't really watch lots of dramas.
Yeah, you don't want to watch stuff that much. You get really bored of it. So for us, we have this balance where it's perfect for you that you can go out and don't need to worry about me, and I stay at home. And there'll be sometimes you'll be at home and you'll be crazy mood, and I'll be like, Jagia, are you going out tonight? Can you please go out so I can just sit? Like, you don't respect when I'm watching a movie or something. It's just you come in and you've got something to tell me and you've got to tell me right away, and I'll be like, this is a crucial part of the movie, can you please be quiet?
But I'm fine. Like I have many friends, and like so sometimes if I feel bored, I just contact my friends and I can visit them. I can talk with them about many things, not only hanging out. And these days I don't really drink beer, or I don't really drink alcohol. So like I have a clear mind, like just a little bit tired, but I have a clear mind and do stuff.
You want to always talk about life and...
Yeah, I like talking about life.
Well, actually,
future.
I like talking about that stuff as well, but you can talk about anything. I think one of the differences, like socializing with introverts and extroverts, an extrovert wants to be where all the people are, the main conversation's going on, talk about anything. The introverts prefer just sort of one-on-one conversation. So we literally have this situation a lot. If we're at a party or everybody's hanging out, Hugh will be where the center of attention, like, or be the center of attention, talking to so many people, and I will be with the introvert corner in these situations where the introverts and there's only 2 or 3 of them, and we're having a very big talk about something. I love having big topic discussions one-on-one with people, and I don't have to know them well, but like you are happy with any type of talking discussion.
Yes, but especially something like motivate other people and future and plans and like that kind of things.
You're very good at encouraging people.
I think so. I think so.
Sometimes at parties or like YouTube events or stuff, and people will always be asking you, where's Nicola, where's Nicola? And you I've disappeared because the noise, like so many people talking at once and so many people in a small area, just drains my energy so quickly. Like, and I have other health problems as well, so I already have like other health problems that make me very tired anyway, and then in that situation I'm just drained, so I have to step out and go somewhere else. I'm okay if I'm with 1 or 2 people, so usually I find like-minded people and like step out of that situation. But I think you get the question all the time, like, where's your wife, where's your wife, where's your wife?
She's at home, she's at home,
or I'm like out doing something else. And then so when like I do go out, like I'll have a big night maybe once a month or something, people will be so sarcastic, like, whoa, Nicola is here, whoa, she came out, oh my god. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to hang out with you guys usually.
So rude.
It's such a waste of energy. I just want to have like one-on-one or just a few people hanging out, not like big groups. Situations like that.
So I'm dealing with that kind of situation, so you don't need to worry about it. I love it.
Yeah, and that was I think you understand this now, but earlier on in our marriage, you would do this thing that I would say we would be out with 1 or 2 friends, right? and I have mentally prepared myself with this, that I'm going to be hanging out with these people today, right? So I'm okay, I've mentally prepared. And then you'll just invite somebody else and somebody else. It ends up being this group of people. And I'm like, these are people that I don't want to talk to. I don't want to, and I don't mean that in like a rude way, but like it's just an added person to the situation that is sucking more of my energy. I wasn't mentally prepared to deal with this. But for you, your view is like, the more the merrier, the more of this, oh, you're out in this area, you're in the city as well, why don't you come join us as well?
No, I don't really, but when people call me, where are you, bro? I'm here. Just come over.
And I'm like, no, I didn't. I mentally prepared myself to deal with 2 people today.
they feel lonely and they want to hang out with someone. That's why they contact me. How can I say no?
You just say I'm busy, or I can't hang out today.
Busy, but still I can't.
That's the thing. Your heart is too big, like, for people. You want to accommodate everybody. Like, your heart wants to accommodate everybody and always, you know, give people these opportunities for hanging out, which is an admirable thing, but it also doesn't always work when there's a mix of personalities. And sometimes it will be like you have such a hard time saying, oh, I'm busy, or I'm hanging out with these other friends today. You're just like mixing all these friendship groups, and sometimes friendship groups shouldn't mix. Sometimes personalities shouldn't
I know, but
mix.
sometimes, you know, if I see someone and then they have something good, and then this guy is good and this person is good, then we can do something together.
Yeah,
and
sometimes
then
that works.
Yeah, that situation is a lot like, because I have many cool friends who are doing some amazing stuff. So
these days you're good at doing that. But earlier in our marriage, it would be like,
when I was in Australia talking about,
and also when we were in the countryside, we're going to Jinju.
Countryside, wasn't like.
Okay, what advice do you have for somebody that is an extrovert and they're married to an introvert?
I want them to talk about like what can they do for the other person. And I'm extrovert, but it doesn't mean I just always every single night hang out with the friends, and in daytime I don't hang out or spend time with my wife. I spend time with my wife in daytime and when she needs, and then it's kind of reward that I can hang out with my friends at night. So
that's so hard hanging out with your wife, so it's a reward when you get thanks.
It's not a reward thing. It's like good thing that like
balance.
But have a balance. That's right. That's I wanna say. Have a balance. You don't need to hang out all the time, but sometimes not sometimes, but you need to appreciate that like your wife is giving you this chance. So it's kind of balance, right?
Do the time beforehand with your wife.
Because if you always hang out and then next day you can't do anything with your wife and your family, then of course she will blame you and she doesn't want you to go out again. But if you hang out and you bring something and you'll be nice next day to her or your family, then why? There is no reason that, you know, telling them to not go out, right?
So I think part of that, I mean, and because you don't drink as much anymore, but part of the problem, especially guys in Korea, because of the drinking culture, and also you've got to have work drinks and everything that can go to 6 a.m, is it's very difficult to not drink that much in Korea. But if you're not drinking as much, then you're going to be better the next day and you can make up that time with your family.
Yeah, but even I drank before, I still try to spend time with you, because if I don't, then you will not be happy when I going out, right?
Again,
So it's kinda like balance, trying to make the balance that make the other person to understand the situation.
We're lucky in the situation in the sense that we make our own schedules. I think it's very, very difficult for people that work all day and then they go out and then the wife is literally, or the husband is just at home. Like, so it's very difficult for some people to have that work-life balance. But you've really got to have that. And then I guess my advice for introverts is if you are left at home because you don't want to go out, make sure that's time for you, like it's me time, and you are appreciating that time by yourself, and have a project that you're working on, or even just watching movies, and be happy in that time by yourself. And then also let yourself go out sometimes, because sometimes you can meet really cool people, and you know, sometimes have a really a good time, which is why it's a really good thing I'm not married to an introvert. If I was married to an introvert, then I would never ever do anything. I would never go out. Sometimes it's the worst thing is just before you're going out. Like even when I know we're going to something that's going to be really great, or like I'm going to have so much time, I still have almost anxiety before going out. Like, and I get really snippy with you as well. Like, we're going to be late or something like that, right? Like, you see me stress out before we go somewhere. And then we go there and I'm fine. But the whole act of actually getting to that place is so difficult for introverts. There's so many hurdles in our mind that we have to get over before we can then get to that place and be there and have a nice time.
Yeah, so we are not saying like introvert are bad, or extrovert are bad. So in this kind of situation, because it's the opposite side, right? Introvert and extrovert. So how can we manage the situation better and make the balance? So don't get wrong. I think
you know, a lot of people get sick of the talk of introvert, extrovert, but I think it's actually a really good thing to talk about. And of course there's varying degrees of it. It's not just one, you're like one or the other. In different situations you can be different like that, you know, but being able to identify that maybe you're a different personality type to your partner is really, really important for your marriage. Otherwise you don't understand each other. So if you think that your partner should always be with you and be at home and doing everything with you all the time, then when they go out, you're going to see that as like a personal attack to your personal insult to you, that this person is going out all the time, where it's not that at all. It's just the type of personality that they are. They need to have that external stimulation from lots of people.
Yeah.
So I think the good thing about, if you can identify in your relationship if you're more introverted or your partner's more extroverted or vice versa, then you can then have a conversation about what makes you happy and how you want things, and find that balance as well.
Yeah, that's our advice. Yeah, and that's why I really appreciate to Nicola. And sometimes I hang out at night, I feel guilty. And then I ask her, what you want me to buy something for you, or I just buy some chocolate for Nicola and bring it, and then was it okay? And then say, oh yeah, I'm fine, I just watch movies. And I was really like appreciate what she did.
I think also trust plays a really important part in it as well, because there'll be some people, like, they don't want their extrovert partner to go out because they don't trust them to go out like that. I remember somebody commenting one time being like, saying, like, insinuating that it was really bad that you go out a lot, like as if they really know that much about our life anyway. But it was like Korea has a very different social scene to a lot of other countries. People do so much socializing. It's not unusual for people to be out really late at night, and I completely trust you to go out, and I know what you're doing, and we are still talking to each other during the night as well. Like, we know where each other is, and I just trust you completely in that situation. So I think that's maybe another aspect that comes into it, where people don't have the trust in their relationship. So the person that is staying at home is then being really worried about what could happen.
That's why, even though she didn't ask me to send me some, like, what are you doing? Where are you? Like, when are you coming? Yeah, of course she's asking me like that, but even though you didn't ask me to send you a photo, I always, most of times I just take photo with
everybody
my
that you're with, you take a photo with.
And I send it to you. So
and I'll be like, okay, whatever, okay. I don't care.
Yeah.
But it's nice that you're updating
that I'm still alive. I'm not dying yet.
Yeah, I think this type of relationship dynamic, there's always so many other things that other couples have, like we're saying, like maybe the trust issue, and then everybody has a different situation. So we can't just tell people like, oh, you should be like this and just accept or just trust like this. Everybody has a different situation. So maybe in the comment section people can talk about their own situation, if they are in a relationship, how they make it work, if one of them's introvert, one of them's an extrovert, or also what didn't work for them in the past. Maybe in a previous relationship they had problems that they couldn't, you know, resolve like that. And this is all kind of really vital stuff to talk about in a marriage and a relationship, so that you can understand each other. Because the worst thing is to have somebody sulking and being upset about something and the other person doesn't even know what it is. Communication, again and again, we always say this, but communication. Thank you for watching this video, or just listening. If you were just listening, let us know what other type of topics that you would like us to talk about, and we can maybe talk about them. And subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the comics on the blog and the webtoon on webtoons.com and
all the social media, Instagram, Facebook, our blog, and Twitter, everything. And she has her own one, and I have my own one.
You have your own ones as
check
well.
it out.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching.